again, like I usually do. Why the hell not? Um, I'm just chilling in the crib. It's Christmas Eve. My kids open their gifts. Everything's all set. Got yeah. So that is what it is. We chilling right now. So I figured why not come kick it with my people, see what y'all doing. I don't expect a lot of people to hop on, especially because it's so impromptu and everything. But I guess we'll see. We'll see if anybody pops in. But mainly what I wanted to talk about and come on tonight to discuss is why it's bad for the league that the Chicago Bulls do not have a Christmas Day game. Now, some of this is hindsight, right? Some of it is just having the hindsight of how good the Bulls are, how everything came together. If you guys peeped the thumbnail, I love that the Bulls tweeted that naughty list, and it said anyone who thought DeMar DeRozan was the worst signing, and and then also then you can see Knicks fans a little bit below that love throwing a little jabs at the Knicks anytime that we can, but yeah, so that's the starting point of this live stream, just talking about why it's bad for the league that Chicago Bulls don't have a Christmas Day game. And so we'll go out to your comments after that. We'll see where the conversation goes naturally, like my live streams tend to do. But one of the first things that I want to point out and talk about of why it's bad that the Bulls don't have a Christmas Day game is because of the second best team in the East. One of the biggest stories in the NBA. They could very well be one of the biggest stories in the NBA if the media, national media, decided to come out their idiotness and then actually discuss the team. But specifically, having two of the top 10 scorers in the league, one of that being in the MVP discussion in DeMar DeRozan. On top of that, he's the biggest fourth quarter scorer right now. All those things coming in and combining is why it's bad alone that the Bulls are not on television on Christmas Day. When you think about that, when you think about having those two scorers in the league, and then one of the bigger stories, it should be somebody who people were thinking was washed up or he was going to be overrated. All that is another reason of why the Bulls should be on national TV. On top of that, Bulls are a nice mixture of youth and veterans, but key thing they have a rising star in Zach LaVine, someone who was on the Olympic team, someone who got a lot of attention as well during that Olympic run. Why would you not have somebody like that on television on Christmas Day? Like I said, some of this is going to be after the fact, right? It's reactionary because we have the afterthought of being able to see what this team ended up being. But on top of that, Lonzo Ball, if nothing else, we have determined, right, that the Ball family has big fans. Right now, they are a vocal part of the community, but there is a big part of basketball fandom that are just Ball family fans. And because of that, why not have them on TV? Also, again, hindsight in this case, the Bulls brand of basketball, seeing them, especially when they play in transition, when they get in the pass lanes, when they get turnovers, exciting brand of basketball on top of that. I already talked about having a rising star in Zach LaVine, right? Somebody who was on the Olympic team, someone who is in their contract year, and usually players in their contract year like to show up and do big things. But on top of that, you have a team that everyone doubted. You have a team that's playing very well, a tough team. Not having the Bulls on NBA TV is very bad for the NBA, as well as being one of the biggest markets, a storied franchise, and a franchise that had a locked-in Christmas Day game. It felt like for a decade, we knew the Bulls were going to be playing on Christmas Day. And so to not have that, it's just weird that the NBA decided not to put the Bulls on TV. But with that being said, I've said it before, I have a chip on my shoulder. I like the underdog position that this team is in and everything like that. So this is going to be more coals to the fire, so to say. Like, we're going to see, especially like I think this team, after all the, like, it's starting to come out now, that practice that the Bulls had with everyone back there, it was electric. There was such big energy in there. The Bulls are going to go on a run. Like, just be prepared. The Bulls are about to go on a run. Billy Donovan aside, not being there aside, the Bulls are about to go on a run. I feel it in my spirit, man. Now, it may take them some time, right, to get back in chemistry and see what's going on with getting Alex Caruso. It may not be until we get Alex Caruso and Derrick Jones Jr. back until we go on this run. But best believe, between now and the All-Star break, the Bulls are going to go on a major run. Now, it may not be like winning 10 games straight or something like that. It may be like winning 10 out of 12, right? Winning 11 out of 14, something like that. But the Bulls are about to go on a major major streak. I feel it. I feel it. And the NBA and these other teams need to be prepared. The Bulls getting back healthy while every other team, Kevin Durant, is now in health and safety protocols. All these other teams dealing with what the Bulls already dealt with. The Bulls are going to feast on a lot of teams. And having Zach LaVine, his thumb may be healthy now, right? One of the biggest things that his thumb needed is just rest. We don't know. They haven't said it, but getting more rest on that thumb. He already was playing better with whatever was going on with the thumb, getting some time to rest. I truly believe that's why the Bulls decided to sit him out after the time that he could have come back. It's just because, hey, let's get that thumb some more time to rest. Let's see what happens with that thumb. All of those things combined, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the Bulls are going to go on a major run, and they're going to turn some more heads. Can't wait to see what the national media does as far as attention. That way, if you have a team winning at that level, they got some very winnable games coming up, as well as some tough tests. We're going to get some matchups over the next month or so. Can't wait to see what they do with that. It's going to be big. Big. So we're going to go to some of the comments now. Comments from you guys. We'll see what you guys talk, see where the conversation goes from that. I did not open the phone line today. I know on my last live stream I had the live call-ins. I did not open the phone line yet. So one of the things that I did notice, and this is, again, I'm working it out, is that me trying to do the comments and the phone calls, I kind of lost some of the comments. So I think what I'm going to do now for our live streams that we have live call-ins, it's going to be me, the opening discussion topic. I'm going to go to comments, and then I'm going to open up the phone lines for maybe like the last 20 minutes of the live stream. So that's the format we're going to try to go. I don't know if I'm going to open up the phone lines tonight, but just in the future, heads up, just so anyone who tries to call in or anything right now, I'm not ignoring you. We're just not opening up the phone lines right now. But let's go to the comments. Uh-oh. Oh, I pressed the wrong one. I wasn't supposed to press that. King Booker World, love from the shy, big homie love. What's going on, bro? I appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. At least you don't got to worry about catching an L on Christmas. We ain't got to worry about that, no way. So, yeah, you can't avoid L's. And this team isn't trying to avoid that. If we lose, we lose, right? But you can't sit there and try to worry about avoiding L's. That's coward talk. Fabian, Showtime Bulls, absolutely. Key Isaac Epps, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Ronald, I really do be thinking the NBA setting us up for failure. No, look at this. This is the way that I'm looking at it. Even when the Bulls were bad, they were getting some national televised games. When it seemed like the Bulls may be coming out of it, they kept us on national TV for probably about a year or two longer than they could have. And with the team having the doubt that it did, right, not knowing how everything was going to come together, not saying that the NBA wants us to fail, because a market like Chicago, they don't want us to fail. But I do think that the NBA itself, the execs doubted how good the Bulls were. And that's why we're not seeing a lot of nationally televised games. We're going to be on national TV a lot next year. A lot. For this reason, it's going to be some positive, it's going to be some negative. The way that the Bulls are playing right now, if they keep this going up all season, that alone is going to get us a few more nationally televised games. Zach LaVine signing that big contract and being with Clutch Sports is going to get us some more televised games for one of two reasons. First, it's going to be, is Zach LaVine living up to his contract, right? People are going to want to see the new max contract player in Zach LaVine and how he's playing and if he's living up to that contract. Two, depending on how he's playing this year and how he's really played the last couple of years and his efficiency, his play absolutely should be getting this team some more nationally televised games. Cap lives, the bum-ass Knicks get Christmas games every year, even when they suck. Come on and listen. It's the Garden. It's the Knicks. They're going to get that. But we should too, right? We should too. And I don't get it. We've been disappointing for so long, but this is a major team in one of the biggest worldwide markets as well as that. What's up, Go Bulls? Absolutely, Frank. Thanks for joining us tonight. I have no idea what this means. COVID begs to differ. What does it beg to differ? Put me on that naughty list. Hey, when I saw that image, I'm just like, this is fucking amazing. I had to put Benny the Bull next to it for the thumbnail. I'm getting better on my thumbnail game, I think. I'd say all the experts predicted the Bulls as a 30-plus win team. I'm sure schedule makers took this into consideration. Absolutely. I think they absolutely took all of that into consideration. I mean, when they look at the nationally televised games and everything, they look at all that. So it is what it is. We know that the doubt that this team came in with, but the fact that people who predicted us to win like 30, 35 games, we'll probably be higher than that, probably by the All-Star break. or close to it. Just look at that. We're going to be over our win total last year going before the All-Star break this year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Naughty, I mean. Caruso should step in to coach the Bulls. I'm not sorry. Listen, hey, a player like Caruso, though, is the type of player that ends up being a hell of a head coach, right? I know he didn't do the best here, but think of it like a Scott Skiles or something like that. Like Alex Caruso will probably be an NBA coach at some point in time. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. JDH, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone. Thank you for joining me on a Christmas Eve night. Hopefully everybody's chill. Everybody is where they are. Yeah, my kids already opened up their gifts, so we're just chilling, man. They're playing with their gifts right now. They don't give a damn about me right now, and that is what it is. Ace Daniels in the building. What's going on, bro? What's up, Bulls family? I'm checking in from DC. Let's talk some bullshit. Yep, we're going to talk about it. Hopefully Donovan can test out a protocol like Dotson did. I don't think it'll be a big deal if he's out for the full 10 days, but it would be nice to have him. I believe, right? So the NBA announced they're going to be shrinking down the COVID protocol day from 10 to 6. So I don't know if that applies right now, if that's something that they're still working on. But if it is 6 days, then, he'll be back in less than a week. Hopefully he can test out. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to see what Fleming does as the coach, because a lot of times head assistant may become the head coach at some point if Billy Donovan decides to leave. So it'll be nice to get a look at him and see what the other coaches on this team can do. But then again, let me go back to that. It may not matter. You remember when Luke Walton had to step in for Steve Kerr when Steve Kerr was out, unfortunately, when he was dealing with his health issues, and he had the Warriors looking amazing. And everybody's like, he's going to be the next big-time head coach. He has not been able to hold on to a head coaching job since then. So what are you doing live on Christmas Eve? You should be with your family. Hey, bro, I got older kids. Shay, my kids are all teenagers except for my youngest, who's 8. They already opened their gifts. And if you have teenagers, anybody have teenagers, they'll tell you, once they get their shit, they're going about their business. They're all in their room scattered right now. They got everything between game systems to games to new phones to laptops. They got a whole bunch of new equipment and shit. They're not thinking about me right now. That's why I came here. Literally, I've been spending all day with them. I already started on some of my cooking for tomorrow as well. But other than that, I've just been chilling, man. I was about to put on some 2K, so I figured, let me come kick it with my people. Bad fit DeRozan with MVP skills. Give this man his due. Absolutely give that man everything. He deserves it all. All right, let's go to W. I'm Yo, my friend said LaVine defense has been bad this year and Bulls were better without LaVine on the court defensively. He was using advanced stats, but stats don't do a good job. No, that's false. That's false. LaVine's defense is a lot better and improved this season, and they have not been better with LaVine off the court at all. Now they have been better with DeMar on the court, but that's probably offsetting those numbers some. But no, LaVine has been fine defensively this year. The NBA not scheduling the Christmas game for the Bulls is a blessing in disguise, because all this does is makes us hungrier, like how the Knicks have a Christmas game and we don't. That's beyond me. Absolutely. Listen, this team already has enough people developing and having chips on their shoulders. Just give us more reasons to have it. That one light-skinned dude was talking hella shit about the Bulls before the season started. I'm still trying to find out his name. Let's see, was he on ESPN? There's a few different light-skinned dudes on ESPN that don't know what the fuck they're doing. He was talking about they're not even a player. Yeah, a lot of people were saying, like Stephen A. Smith, and some other people, they were saying that the Bulls were going to be lucky to fight for a play-in. Crazy, man, crazy. In all seriousness, NBA would make up for it when we mop the playoffs. Playoffs, go to the finals until the Pacers game will be a belated Christmas gift. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Bulls are going to come out hungry, man. They're going to next year. We're going to have a lot of nationally televised games next year for sure. But I have league pass, so it don't even matter. Christmas games looking boring except the Suns Warriors. Yeah, especially with almost all the Christmas Day teams being ravaged by COVID. Yeah, it's not going to be a good day for Christmas Day games. That's for sure. The Bulls will play in Father's Day and win the finals. Listen, from your mouth to God's ears. I know that's like becoming one of my catchphrases here. But yeah, for sure. how the Knicks and so the Hawks make sense to have a game. Look at the run they went on last year. The fact that the NBA, they were kind of in the position we were last year, right? Not a lot of people had high hopes for them. They went on a hellified run, looked great throughout the season. So it makes sense, right? They don't know how the teams are going to be this season. They kind of based it off last season, who signs, places, a couple of different things. But it makes sense for the Hawks to have a Christmas Day game. The Knicks, on the other hand, I guess the Knicks went on a run too last year. So, I mean, when you look at it that way, it makes sense. ESPN needs to apologize to DeMar for the disrespect that showed him in the bull. Listen, they don't need to apologize because DeMar's proven them wrong. And that chip that it developed on his shoulder is probably better than any apology would do. So no, let them keep dying. Let them keep doubting the Bulls for sure. Cheers from Florida. Appreciate your grind. Super team VIP. Listen, hey, this is my squad. This is my everything, man. Period. This is my saying. God, family, and the Chicago Bulls in that order. So yeah, and depending on how bad my kid's getting on my nerves, the Bulls may become. I'm not even gonna finish saying that because my son may be watching this. So I can't be with my family tonight. I got a fever of 104. Don't know if it's COVID, but trying to take the. Oh well, thank you for self quarantining and keeping your family safe. But prayers to you, bro. Prayers to your family. I understand what that's like. Before COVID, I think it was like the year before COVID, whatever that Christmas was before then, I was sick and I could not participate in any of the Christmas shit going on, and it was tough. So I completely understand where you're coming from, man. I'm sorry that happened, bro. I have no idea what you're hunting, JT Mac. I can't wait to see Zach LaVine again. Hey, I can't wait to see this team again, this team as a whole. Who are these LaVine haters? Listen, I don't know why people still hate on Zach LaVine, but it is what it is. Let them hate. Let them hate. Caruso's dad was a high school coach and works at Texas A&M sports department. Caruso has a degree in sports management. So yeah, pretty sure like something like coaching is in his game. He may become an agent, but I would love to imagine this. Imagine if Alex Caruso stays with the Bulls and even if he goes to another team towards the end, he comes back. Like Caruso is a player that you can see staying in the Bulls organization and system in some way for a very long time. So, it's his first year here, right? So we're predicting something, but I wouldn't mind. I used to always think that Kirk Heinrich would eventually come into coaching. And I don't know if he is like on the college level or assistant anywhere, but I'm really surprised Kirk Heinrich hasn't gotten into coaching at this point because he really also has a lot of that same makeup that former players who usually become coaches. So Stephen A. Smith finds any chance he can to bash the Bulls for obvious reasons. Listen, the way the Knicks are going is enough for me. Fuck him. ESPN is a bunch of over-glorified retired NBA players like Perkins who have very little analyst skills. Don't ever take them serious. Even the actual analysts, right? Like I said before, one of my biggest issues with mainstream media is that in sports, they pick a narrative going into the seasons, and then either that narrative becomes true and then they report the fact that they were right, or that narrative becomes false and then they just don't say that, right? It becomes about everything else. Like with the Bulls, when we beat the Lakers, it became more about what they didn't do. They never talked about how good the Bulls were or what they did to win those games. So it is what it is. I love that catchphrase. I use it now. Listen, it's one of those things that when people have points that I agree with and I don't really have anything else to add to it, or if it's something that I'm hopeful happens, hey, that's the best way to say it. I need God to hear it. So hope Ersan plays and Mac and Alfonso lot since DJ and Alex out, but Io and Kobe back, so I don't know. Ersan has the biggest chance to play. Mac, I don't know. And Alfonso probably too, because they didn't shy away from playing him at the 4. So we'll see. There's a chance Ersan and Alfonso. I don't bet Mac's going to get any NBA minutes. I just don't, but I could be completely wrong with that. I hope they keep doubting so they can eat the biggest crow. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. But you know what it is, right? What is going to happen with this is that they're going to be quiet on the Bulls, how good they do during the regular season. And then once the playoffs start, whenever the Bulls get eliminated, they're going to say, see, we were right. The Bulls, they weren't legit. They didn't make it to the finals. It's going to be like, you motherfuckers didn't even have us making it this far. So fuck y'all. Damn, I don't know. I hope YouTube doesn't ding me for the middle finger. I don't know how that works. I'm not a YouTuber. Levine's hand has time to heal, so more since protocol. How crazy do you think he's going to do on Sunday? Listen, Levine said it. He gained, what was it, 4 pounds of muscle because all he was doing was working out when he had COVID. Levine's going to be primed and ready, bro. I don't know if it's going to be any rust he has to shake off. We'll see. But Levine is going to be ready. Chris Broussard was the light-skinned guy. Listen, I have not stopped taking him seriously for a while now. I don't know if it's still a show. Is Around the Horn still a show? I don't know because I really don't watch ESPN anymore. I do listen to PTI, the podcast version, but I don't really watch a lot. But I remember when Chris Broussard used to be on Around the Horn a lot, and I used to always listen to him like, this motherfucker doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Now, I was like 19, 20 at that. Well, I was probably more like 23 at that point, but it is what it is. Are your kids as big of fans of Bulls as you are? So my 16-year-old, well, he'll be 16 in April. My 16-year-old son he likes the Bulls because he knows I like them, but he's a really, really big LeBron James fan, and it makes sense. You know, at his age, it makes sense. He was a bigger Dwayne Wade fan when Dwayne was playing, and then when they got it to Miami together, he became a LeBron fan. But he watches Bulls games with me. My 13-year-old daughter is a huge Bulls fan. She's about as big as me. And then my 8-year-old son, listen, I said one day I'm going to record it and I'll post it as a short. He is just as animated as I am when the Bulls games are on. Like, it's scary because me and him are sitting here watching the Bulls games and I'm ready to go off about something. And before I can get my reaction out, he's like, come on, what are you guys doing? So yeah, the Bulls love is deep. It's deep here. It's very, very deep. I'm getting mad at the Bulls fans like Rusty Buckets who want to trade for Jeremy Green and give up people. Listen, they're not. We got to let those go. Those armchair GMs, the trade machine GMs, 2K GMs, we got to let those motherfuckers just have it. We'll know who's the real fans once the trade deadline's over and it's time to just focus on talking about just basketball. That's when it becomes real. The Shy Nick Friedel is the biggest Bulls hater. Fuck that motherfucker too. Fuck him too. Chris Broussard was doubting us heavy heading into the season, which is wild because I respect Broussard's basketball opinion. Okay, here's my thing. Broussard, as far as when he's talking actual basketball, yes. When he's talking about like player movement, free agency, stuff like that, he's not the best. He's really not the best. But he does have some very good basketball insights when it's talking about what happened in the game of basketball. He does, for sure. Well, I talked about this. I have a whole video on why Miles Turner really would not be a good fit for the Bulls. Even if you put him next to Vooch rather than trade Vooch for him, he's not really a fit in what the Bulls do. He's really not. He's really not. You should live with Windy City Breeze. So I have talked to Pat the designer. This is not a flex or anything. I've talked to him. He just moved, and he's establishing his new studio in his basement, and they're like working out a schedule. I know they just started the Morning Breeze and everything, so I'm kind of waiting for all that to even out with him. But I will either be on their channel or Pat the designer will be here before the end of the season. I guarantee, probably multiple times before the end of the season. I guarantee it. The only thing is that whatever me and him do together would almost have to be pre-recorded because I go live after games. They're live during and after games. So it really wouldn't work that way because, of course, my first priority is that if I can do a live after the game, is to be here on my channel. Now, we'll see. Maybe I'd be willing to not do a live stream here to go over there because I love what they do. But the schedule, it'll eventually work out. But I'll be on Windy City Breeze or Pat the designer will be on Chicago Bulls Central before the end of the season. That's a guarantee. You can take that to the bank. Stephen A's reaction to the Bulls beating the Knicks was gold. Levine straight told him, I know you want us to lose tonight, but it ain't going to happen. Has been quiet since. Listen, that's why I love chip on the shoulders. That's why I love Zach Levine. And also when you heard, I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but it came out that when DeMar went down to health and safety, that Levine sent him a text like, I don't want to do this again, as far as like just carrying the team on his own. Like he will, but like that just goes to show how in a contract year, a player being willing to defer in a lot of ways to a more senior veteran like that is huge to his growth. It shows his maturity as a player. And for anyone who's saying that, used that selfish narrative with Zach Levine, shout out to Nick Savage. You guys may not know him, but he has that narrative that Levine is a selfish player. It just goes against all of that. So Samuel, it's already Christmas morning here on the other side of the earth. So Merry Christmas, Chicago Bulls Central. Keep your content. Let's go Bulls. Thank you, brother. Merry Christmas to you, man. Merry Christmas to you. LiAngelo Ball is no, that's not a true rumor. That's made up. The Bulls are not bringing in LiAngelo Ball. LiAngelo Ball is not NBA ready. He's not coming to this team. All the Ball brothers will probably never play on the same team. That is not true. Haize touched on the Bulls. Disrespect is real. I was watching some videos from the start of the season. Terrible. Now fans of other teams are mad because the Bulls are ruining the East for them. It's so funny, man. I remember, like I said, what was our second game of the season against the Toronto? I know we played the Toronto Raptors very early in the season. I remember, breaking down the game, and a lot of Raptors fans were in the comments like, you guys are talking like the Bulls have a chance. And even one person was like, in no world do the Bulls win tonight. And then in my following video, I trolled. That was the first official appearance of Petty Roosevelt on Chicago Bulls Central was after that, because I took their comments and used it in the intro. Yeah. Petty Roosevelt, he started wearing his head very early. Only sports talk show I watch nowadays is Speak for Yourself on Fox. Marcellus Wiley and Acho. Is that how you pronounce it? Seem like that? I have not watched that show at all. So I used to faithfully watch PTI, Around the Horn, quite frankly, with Stephen A. Smith, several of the NBA shows, all the time. Some stuff on FSN Sports as well. And then, just slowly, I started falling out of love with mainstream media and sports coverage. I started gearing myself more towards podcasts geared towards teams that I appreciate, because I feel like they give more honest opinions. And once I started doing that, I really kind of fell out of love with mainstream media. And I didn't, like I said before I started this YouTube channel, I didn't watch a lot of YouTube sports. But now that I have found channels like the Windy City Breeze, like Bull Central, they're kind of I kind of go to them before I go to ESPN, even on that stuff. So I think in 5 to 10 years, basketball YouTube content will be bigger than traditional sports media. Draymond, KD, JJ Redick all have great, insightful basketball podcasts on YouTube. Yes, Draymond Green has a complete future in media. I would not be surprised at all if when Draymond retires, he starts a podcast network, kind of akin to like what Ben Simmons does with The Ringer, because he is such a natural conversationalist and everything. He's great. Draymond Green is probably my favorite. CJ McCollum's podcast as well, right? He's pretty good. All of it. Are you going to be going no, tomorrow is Christmas. I will not be releasing it unless something substantial drops tomorrow, right? Unless we get notice that the Billy Donovan's fired or some crazy, it would have to be crazy news for me to do a video tomorrow. I got to cook tomorrow, which takes a long time for anyone who actually cooks soul food and knows what that's like. I'm going to be really focused on the kitchen and family tomorrow. So you probably won't get a video from me. You damn sure won't be getting it live. The only way I will drop a video tomorrow if it's something very, very big drops tomorrow. So Smear 60. I'm honestly happy with our team as currently constructed. We don't need an elite four, just someone who can buy. We can buy for the cheap, that can grab boards, somewhat defend. We got this. Hit open shots. Add that to the list. But I agree. But I don't know if you were on the live stream last night, but one of the things that happened in natural discussion last night is that really the Bulls may, not to say that if somebody gets bought out, they won't go after them, but they may be saying, hey, if the player that we want doesn't get bought out, we're fine just waiting until Pat Will comes back. It's already about to be January. Pat Will was reported to come back by March. It's probably going to be more like the end of March, and they've been really quiet on Patrick Williams too. We know he came back early last time too. So with all that being said, they may very well be waiting and thinking that, hey, if Pat Will can get back, it's not like we need him to shoot. He's been able to still work out and everything. If he can get back in rhythm early, maybe we don't need to sign a four. So, hey, we'll see with that. We'll see. I think they underestimated us just like how they overestimated the Pels and gave them TV games. Yeah, I mean, that's what the flex all night. That's all it came down to. They took a look at the way that the Bulls have been playing, and then they took a look at the Bulls roster coming in, and they probably said, hey, they could be a good team, but probably not a team that we want to put on a lot of nationally televised games. So it is, but hey, that's been proven wrong, and we'll continue to prove them wrong. Thoughts on Mac McClung? I've said this very heavily, and I've talked about this a little bit. I really do think that the Bulls signed him more so to take a look at him. And if he's been showing them something at practice, I completely expect them to sign him to a G League deal, especially the Windy City Bulls are going through their own COVID issues right now. So maybe get him in their system that way and then see how he develops, and he may be called up later. But the Bulls are very guard heavy. I just can't see him, especially now that Io's back healthy. We know Caruso's still out, but I just don't see him getting some burn and really carving out a spot on here. I lost all respect for Stephen A. when he got Max fired from First Take. Crazy part is Max actually gave good basketball takes for the most part, and Stephen A. would just yell it. Yes, absolutely. Max Kellerman is a good host. Flex all night. I think you're wrong. At least LaMelo and Lon. I don't think so. Hey, this is a way that I justify that, right? And this, again, my opinion holds no more weight than your opinion. So I'm not saying, I can't say that you're wrong. All I'm doing is giving my opinion on the subject. I think Lonzo and LaMelo's contracts and the way that they play are going to dictate that they're going to price them out of maybe at the end of their career. If you're talking about like how Kobe and Melo are playing together now, okay, I can give you that. Nobody can say that. We can't foresee that. But in their primes, I don't see them ever playing together, especially if Lonzo is going to be on this team and pair with Zach LaVine for so long. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. First of all, Anthony, you've been here way too long to not spell my name correctly. You've been here way too long, my brother, to not spell my name correctly. I got to throw you some shit because you're one of my biggest supporters, but I got to throw you some shit. Yo, Haize, you ever check out Bully Sports Channel? No, I have not. Let me add that to the list of things to check out. Do you see Stacey King give me the hot sauce when Nick Friedel was on? He's regretting making that stupid bet saying the Knicks will win more games than the Bulls. Hey, but honestly, a lot of people. My best friend, shout out to JB. I don't know if he's watching live or not. I know he's on vacation with his wife. But he's a Knicks fan. And said we were going to do a preview of one of the Knicks versus Bulls games, but like he moved and couldn't find his equipment because we do a podcast together. He'll be on this channel at some point. But me and him did a similar bet, and he was like, "No, the Knicks are going to be better than the Bulls." And the reasons that he gave, I really, at the time, right before the season started, anything else, I couldn't deny. Like I didn't agree, but I couldn't understand where he was coming from. So, hey, it is what it is. Why is Kendrick Perkins even an analyst? He's not a good player at all. Once he left Boston, he began to suck. I mean, it doesn't take you to be a good player. So again, he was still in the league. He played basketball most of his life. Those type of people are good analysts, right? Or can be good analysts. Kendrick Perkins, I like he shows some personality. I don't hate him. He's definitely not the best, right? He wouldn't even be in my top 10 former athletes that are analysts now. Top 20, probably, honestly, if I had to sit down and think about it. Notice how Stephen A. Smith hasn't had a single topic on First Take about the Bulls ever since his take that the Knicks would have. Listen, Stephen A. Smith is emotionally and mentally weak. He doesn't like to admit when he's wrong, because if he had got to admit he was wrong, it would take him to humble himself and that big, boisterous, over-the-top personality he tries to display. Every morning after a game or the week following, I comb through YouTube to hear ESPN or Fox talk about the Bulls. There are rarely any videos from them. Hey, but like I told you guys, I probably not all of them. I have found so many clips of people doubting the Bulls that I'm just waiting to unleash. It may be something that I do at the All-Star break. It may be something that I do. Like I literally have probably about 15 minutes worth of clips of analysts down talking either the Bulls acquisitions or the team itself. And I can't wait to break that shit down. Now, of course, I have the benefit of hindsight and seeing how this team's going, but still, the pettiness in me, Petty Roosevelt, you know what? I'm going to title that's Petty Roosevelt is taking over the Chicago Bulls Central YouTube channel that day, and I'm going to release that video. I'm going to dress completely different, right? I'm going to do everything different, and Petty Roosevelt is going to be the host of the show that day. Be prepared for that. I love how that just came together. Agreed. The Bulls are fine just the way they are. Exactly. P will be back. Hey, I can see Draymond joining inside the NBA if one of the four has retired. Hey, you know what? That is a very good point there. Very good point. Very good point. Let me ask you this, because podcasting wasn't a thing then. Do you guys think Shaq would have started? Now, he may have a podcast now. I don't know. But when Shaq retired, do you think, matter of fact, while Shaq was playing, would you have liked to see Shaquille O'Neal have a podcast while he's playing? Let me know those comments down below. Let me know those. I watched some of the last live stream, but I was a bit busy. I try to stay up to date on all of these. Love the channel, man. Happy holidays to you and your family. I appreciate you, Smear60. Yeah, I was just asking, man. So, I mean, and the thing that I love about live streams, right, is that it allows us to have a live conversation. This is me and you engaging. When I do my pre-recorded videos, I try to keep those 10 minutes or less. Usually I'm between like 5 and 8 minutes because I want you guys to be able to get the information, get a little bit of my personality, get my take, get the hell out of there, right? That's pre-records. That's what I like to do. Live streams can be a little bit more long form because we actually have a live conversation at that point. So that's my methodology behind the channel itself. So let me know if you guys agree with that. Honestly, we would have had an elite 5. P. Will was healthy. That starting lineup with him would be nearly unstoppable, but that's just me. Listen, I said it before last night. P. Will and the open shots that he would have got, it was a great way to build his confidence in his shooting. That, again, he didn't get to that, right? I'm saying, and I'm not saying he would have jumped into it or being aggressive or anything like that, but having open shots, playing with the starters that he would have played with, and just being able to focus mainly on defense and just taking the open shots that the offense naturally got him is a great confidence builder. And we'll see. We'll get that back. We'll get that back. Anthony, it was a text to voice, brother. So, bro, I promise you, I'm just throwing jokes your way, bro. No, nothing major there. Nothing major there. I think you should collab with Bull Central. Listen, from not from your mouth to God's ears. Like I said, he probably does not even know I exist, and that's perfectly fine. The man has earned everything. He deserves every bit of accolades he gets as a YouTuber, and I hope that he becomes I think he may be passing. I know technically inside the Chicago Bulls, it does have the largest following base of a Bulls focused YouTube channel, but Bull Central is very close to that, and they deserve every bit of it. They deserve to take it over every bit. I feel some of these Christmas Day games are really not worth watching. They really aren't. Like, some of them would have been cool if everybody was healthy, but everybody being in health and safety, like, and watch this though, right? I'm a conspiracy theorist. So what if tomorrow morning we get an announcement that like 10 players are out of health and safety to save the Christmas Day games? But yeah, a lot of these games are looking a bit questionable. This is an interesting take. I know this is going overboard, but I think Kobe White has a potential to turn into Nate Robinson once we hit the playoffs. Hey, potential, I can say potential, yes. Will that probably happen? Probably. Kobe hasn't been as consistent, right? Now, in stretches, in games, yeah, I can completely see a world, right, in which a couple of games in a series, it's the Kobe White show. That Kobe just gets hot and he just catches a vibe and he goes the hell off. Hopefully that happens in like an Eastern Conference Finals or something. It's going to happen at some point in his career. Hopefully it's with the Bulls, but yeah, he definitely has some potential to be that. Who are your favorite current NBA players? From Jonathan Washington Jr. Zach LaVine, of course. LaMelo Ball is definitely getting up there. John Morant, Luka. I love watching Luka. I love watching Luka Doncic play basketball. Trying to think. I don't want to miss anybody. Zion when he's healthy, but we may never see a healthy Zion again ever. And Michael Porter Jr., I was excited. I like seeing him play when he was healthy, but again, we may never get a healthy version of him again ever either. So the Suns versus Warriors game would be more interesting if we hadn't seen it twice already so closely to. That's another thing, right? With the scheduling, like, imagine if the first time those two teams were playing each other was this Christmas Day game. Now, that, again, granted, looking at this, the Warriors didn't make it out the play-in last year, so they probably didn't think the Warriors would be this good without Clay, but that would be great. That would be great. I know it may seem like a fanboy, but I think Nikola Vucevic is going to make you Bulls fans started crying. Make you Bulls fans who started crying on your knees, begging apology once the playoffs start. Hey, I hope you're right. That's all I can say is I hope you're right. You know, I haven't lost my whole thoughts in him, but it is what it is. What is this, Sandra? You hate Corona but watch sports? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I have no idea what that even means. Let's get Frank Jose. Let's get those likes up. I don't even watch likes during this. Like, to be honest with you guys, I don't. I just have fun talking to you guys and let it be what it's going to be. However many views we get views. It doesn't even matter. The content's great, and I have fun talking to you guys. How significant do you think this Alex Caruso injury is? I mean, looking at the way that the Bulls, I was speculating before that it may have been serious because we weren't hearing anything. But before, the last time the Bulls said somebody will be reevaluated, it really just meant that's when they'll be back. So if that holds true, if they're thinking that Alex Caruso is going to be back in 7 to 10 days from, what was that, yesterday or the day before, then I don't, significant in the sense that it took him out for a while, but not significant in something that's going to hold him back multiple times over the season. I'm tired of people disrespecting Zion like he wasn't a bullying grown man when he was playing. It's not just okay. We got to stop. Words mean things, right? Disrespect is to say Zion is trash. He's overrated. That's disrespect. Saying that we may never get a healthy Zion again is like that was a critique of him coming into the league. Is how healthy he was going to be able to stay. How were those knees going to hold up? That's a legitimate thought. With the size that Zion is on those legs, lower leg injuries tend to be chronic of somebody of that size. That's not disrespect. That's just an honest look at it. That is, at least I don't consider that disrespect. That's just an honest evaluation and concern, right? Now, when he plays and when he's healthy is a fucking beast, but you'd be crazy to ignore the injury concern with him. You'd be crazy to ignore that. What's your favorite Christmas Day game ever? What's your favorite Christmas Day game memory? Mine is Rose game winner over the Lakers. I don't remember exactly what games were on Christmas or not, so I apologize for that. I don't remember which games happened on Christmas after they happened. The season is so long. I watch so much basketball that I really don't remember what games happened on specific days. I just don't. But Rose's game winner over the Lakers. Yeah, I'd have to see a replay of that. I'm 99% sure I watched the game because all I do is, especially if it was nationally televised. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. To be honest, I'm very scared if teams start playing zone defense on us because we start rushing things. What's your thought? My thought is this: is that if this Bulls coaching staff is worth anything, they have seen that. Now we haven't seen the zone as much since our break, right? That week-long break that we had when they postponed our games. But they should be drilling in this team's head or coming up with something to fix the zone, the issues with the zone. Yes, it is a big concern for me right now. Until we see something with them do it and overcome it, it's absolutely. Now, I think they even, the zone has given us fits, but we've still won games after they've thrown the zone, but it's definitely blown some leads. They definitely need to get that together. Were you a Kobe fan? I felt like I always respected this game, but listen, so on my other podcast channel, because I didn't have this podcast, I actually did a whole tribute video for Kobe when he passed away, and I talked about just that. I hated Kobe as a player because he wasn't on my team. You know what? I'm not going to give it away. I will actually take that from my other channel and repost to this one tonight. So be on the lookout for that. I will repost that game tonight. I'll repost that video since it does fit the content here, and you guys will hear my thoughts on just Kobe Bryant as a player and everything, because he was such a special player. And my dislike for him as a player just came from, and he always had big games against the Bulls. It just came from him not being on my team. Kobe was the first great player that I hated just because he wasn't on my team. Does that make sense? I love Patrick Ewing as a player, but we busted their ass. But Kobe was the first great player, especially after that rumor that he was thinking about coming to Chicago and they didn't work out the deal. Kobe, I only disliked Kobe because he wasn't on my team, but I've had full respect for Kobe as a player and as a competitor. So yeah, I'll repost that video though tonight. So be on the lookout for that. There you guys go. That's your Christmas Day video. It's old content, and I'll make sure I put it in the description. And I'll probably record a little something beforehand, just saying and introducing what it is, because I look different then. I think I was way heavier then too. But I did that video the day after Kobe Bryant passed away. So yeah, I'll post it on this channel. Zion looks like Black Santa these days. God damn, bro. God damn. Damn, now that's disrespect. That's disrespect. Oh, Caruso is going to be a huge piece in the playoffs, so I don't care if he has to sit out a month to get him 100% healthy. Hey, as long as the Bulls are winning and he's getting healthier, yeah, absolutely. And the thing, and this is why I have such a big issue with the Bulls blowing leads as they do, is because we need to find a way to hold on. Like outside the zone, we need to find a way to hold on to leads so that our players can sit in the fourth quarter. So many times we had big leads that we threw away in the third quarter, and then our starters had to come back in and get that lead back up. And then a lot of times you still won those games, but blowing those big leads we need to fix, so that way when we have a 20-point lead going into the third quarter, we hold on to the lead, so then our starters don't have to play a lot in the fourth, right? Maybe start off the fourth to make sure we can lock that game in and let the bench come in and do what it does. We need that because as the season goes on, it gets longer and longer. So yeah, definitely. Do you think Lonzo Ball will absolutely be an all-star during his tenure with the Bulls? Absolutely. I think that 100% sure. 100%. This is from Shay. You think that Lonzo Ball should get some consideration for Defensive Player of the Year? Not only has he been guarding James Harden, but now he's been guarding a lot of bigger guys, a lot of guys bigger than him. He absolutely should get some consideration. Absolutely should get some consideration. Like seeing him rotate on Jokic for a stretch there, right, and be able to stay with Jokic on a possession, like they don't automatically double because they trust Lonzo to be able to stay with him for a little bit. Listen, that man is crazy. That man is crazy. Aiden, took me 20 streams to realize I need a computer to comment. Really? You can't comment from phone during the oh no, you can. So during the live stream, if you're on a phone, there's a button that's only there while we're live that says live chat. If you go to that, then you can comment from your phone or tablet while I'm live streaming. So heads up on that. Anyone who doesn't know that. Yeah, because it took me a little, again, because I'm not a big YouTube viewer, it took me a little bit to figure that out myself. Will Lonzo keep up his aggressiveness up since Zach is back, or will he go back to pass first? I think it depends on the design of the offense. They know what Lonzo can do, right? I would like to see, like, if we can get Vooch back on track and Lonzo being aggressive in stretches where he needs to, right? Lonzo doesn't need to be aggressive like that all the time because he's out there with the DeMar and Zach. But they usually keep either Zach or Lonzo out there some with the bench unit, right? That's when Lonzo can be more aggressive, is when he's out there with the bench players. Definitely. I think that, especially if you bring in AC as well with Lonzo and you let AC do a little bit more of the ball handling. I love, and Lonzo in that last game, seeing him actually finish around the rim and take some hits to the body and still finish and get the bucket. That's what we need to see from Lonzo Ball. That's going to open up so much more of his game. Unfortunately, Zion may end up like Greg Oden and Bill Walton, all the potential, but injuries derailed him. It's unfortunate when that happens, right? It's unfortunate. Let's hope and pray that it doesn't, because I think the league will be better with Zion. And I also, okay, here's the thing, right? And not that I agree with this mindset as a player of having this, but maybe some of Zion's just has a lack of motivation because he doesn't trust his team to be able to build a contender around him. He doesn't trust that organization, maybe, right? You hear some rumblings of that, but I really do. You know, here's the thing. And this is the next question that I'll pose to the chat. If you can guarantee a championship at some point in his career, but he's going to have heavy injury problems, would you guys want Zion Williamson on the Chicago Bulls? Keep in mind, he's going to be out more than he's going to be in the game. So most part of that contract, you're paying him to sit on the bench. But if you guarantee a championship, at least one in that reign, do you take that? That's the question I want to present to Bulls fans. I think that'll just be an interesting thing to get your guys' opinion on that. The reason why these Chicago Bulls don't have X-Men game anymore is because the league has favorite teams they want to make money off of. Prior to the season, Chicago wasn't one of them. I mean, yeah, that's basically what it boils down to as well. I agree with that. Kobe Bryant is the second GOAT, not LeBron. Absolutely, bro. I don't even think that's a question. To me, I don't even think that's a question. And you know, these young people, these Gen Zers, right? Is that right? Gen Zers? Like I've been on some streams with them and they try to say like, oh, well, the Bulls were a super team. And then even like Nick Savage, somebody who said that Steve Kerr was the Steph Curry of that generation. I'm like, that's just stupid. Yes, he was a great 3-point shooter, but that does not make the Bulls like anybody, any person 25 and younger that tries to say that the Chicago Bulls were a super team or compare that to LeBron teaming with Dwayne Wade are idiots. They're idiots. They're idiots. What Arturas Konachova and Eversley had done this year has changed the Bulls' free agency culture. I think a massive superstar will come next year. Well, that's the thing. Do we even need it? And I don't think the Bulls can afford a massive superstar. Again, unless they're allowed to go on a luxury tax, I just don't. They can't. They can't right now with this roster. The next time the Bulls can theoretically go after a massive, big contract superstar is when DeMar's contract is up. The Bulls just can't do that. They just won't have the flex. Now they can bring in, of course, they have the mini mid-level or the mid-level next year, and they can bring in if somebody's willing to take less for that, but it's going to be a while before the Bulls, unless it's through sign and trade, can bring in a big-time superstar as far as contract-wise, contractually. I'm watching the Bulls versus Nets second game again right now. Zach and DeMar together, unstoppable. They're definitely a great duo, great duo. I think that's the only thing teams got to even stop us or get us discombobulated. The zone is definitely an issue for us right now. Definitely an issue for us right now. Do Vooch need help or do we need to get rid of him? No. I don't think that at all. I don't think we need to get rid of him to be contenders. I mean, Vooch, shout out to Shay in the chat. A lot of people have faith that Vooch is going to be able to turn it around. He's still figuring it out, right? He's still figuring out this is a completely different role than what he's played most of his career, on top of playing with a lot of people he hasn't played very many games with. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it could be possible that he never figures it out, right? That's a possibility. But even if that's the case, we only have one season after this season left on his contract. He's an expiring contract next year. So if it needs to be done, A.K. Eversley will do what needs to be done. I trust him. Kobe admitted that he's 90% MJ in playing style. Anyone who's a Kobe fan, yeah, I mean, I it's not, and I haven't run into any Kobe stands that hate MJ in my personal life. It's just LeBron stands, the LeBron sexuals for sure. And me. Does Kyrie coming back to the Nets scare you as Bulls fans? From no, and this is why I kind of talked about this last night. Harden is not Harden. Now, if Harden gets back on track and Kyrie is back as a full-time competitor, okay. But Kyrie only being able to play in away games and some away games, because there's some cities he won't be able to play in, is going to affect that. Now, Lonzo's done a great job guarding Harden. I'm not going to ever say that Lonzo can shut Kyrie down, but he can definitely make it interesting enough to probably get Kyrie to not be as efficient. And I do think Zach's become a good enough defender to really give Harden fits instead if Lonzo has to guard Kyrie. And then keep in mind, we have Ayo and Caruso coming off the bench to keep up the pressure on the guards. Kyrie coming back really doesn't scare me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Bulls should be favored over the Nets to win, but I'm saying they don't scare me. They don't put fear in my heart. Leacham, Muhammad, love the show, bro. Good work. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us tonight, man. For sure. I appreciate the love. Jonathan Washington Jr. It seems like the last game on Christmas is always a throwaway game. Like, I respect their team, but I ain't trying to watch Utah Jazz close out Christmas. Hey, man, the Christmas Day games are rough this year. Christmas games are rough this year. Let's see. All right, Love Face, you are out. You are out. You are blocked. We don't do that shit. We don't do the spamming in the chat. You're out. You're gone. Blocked. Bye, bitch. I think the stretch of COVID was more beneficial for the Bulls because, one, it gave Lonzo, Vooch, Jones Jr. confidence and aggressiveness. It showed Billy who he can trust. I've said that before too. Like, having players play out of position, the next man up, the Bulls playing with that chip, it definitely has helped some too. Lonzo being more aggressive, I agree with that too. I think Derrick Jones Jr. was already coming around. I really do think that even before all the COVID stuff, Derrick Jones Jr. was really, really showing. I had been saying that, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing him take over the starter for Javonte Green because he has a little bit more size, definitely more length, and he's kind of a better shot blocker and rim protector. So Derrick Jones Jr. has been coming around for a while. Definitely. Aiden, no, Zion is an L. Lidwig, yes, a chip is worth all the pain. B-boy, no. So hey, JDH Sparrow, I got him out of there. It took me a minute to catch him, but they're blocked now, so you ain't got to worry about it. That motherfucker won't be here anymore. So yep, you ain't got to worry about it. All right, let's see. I'm trying to catch up. I put Kareem over Kobe, but definitely in my top 5. See, and the thing that I didn't get to experience Kareem, right? I personally didn't. I've gotten to see in replay, so it's hard for me to put Kareem in my top 5 because I got to see Jordan. I got to see Kobe. I got to see LeBron James. I got to see Dwayne Wade. I got to personally see a lot of their careers. So yeah. I think the Bulls could win the shit without Zion, especially. No. I was just saying. I'm not saying the Bulls should go after Zion or anything like that. I was just saying theoretically, right? Theoretically, if you had to deal with Zion's injury issues, but you were guaranteed a chip, would you still want him on this team? But that's it. That's it. It's. I'm never saying that's going to happen because it's not. It's not. It was just a theoretical question. Kobe White gives me Ben Gordon vibes. Sorry. So Ben Gordon, while he was on the Bulls, a 20-point per game, almost 20-point per game scorer off the bench, 6-man in his rookie year. And the second he led the Bulls in scoring off the bench 3 years while he was here. That's a player you again. Ben Gordon was it wasn't like he was terrible. It was that he was forced to play a position because we didn't have a better shooting guard for him to come off the bench. But if Kobe White turns into a prime Ben Gordon when he was on this team, not when he went to Detroit, I'm not turning that down at all. I'm not turning that down at all. Is LeBron in my top 5 all time? I mean, I think I have to put him in the top 5. No, all time. You're saying all time. No, I don't think he makes my top 5 of all time. Personally, no, I don't think he makes my top 5 all time. I'd have to really sit down. Like top 5 lists, I like to really think because it's easy to say, hey, this person will be in it until you have to start knocking people off. When I do top 5s, I like to really sit down and think of it. But I mean, off the top, Jordan, Kobe, Magic, and that's just my top 3 off the top of my head. And I'm sure I could think of some other ones in there, but I'd have to really sit back and think that. Joe the Blacksmith. I'm more interested in maximizing team chemistry rather than trying for a bunch of all-stars together. I don't enjoy the narratives of super teams as much. I'm a big person of, bringing in people that fit and then letting people develop. And if they develop together as a super team, all right. But I'm not a big fan of, that's what Bulls fans have done a lot with this trademark is what other star we can trade. But, it goes to that. Oh, good question here. Full healthy Bulls team versus the Warriors with Klay Thompson back. How scary? Listen, that scares the shit out of me. I'm just not going to lie to you. With the way that the Warriors have been playing, the Warriors put fear in my heart majorly. But hey, never know where the things have happened. I still give us a fighting chance against anybody. Kareem don't get enough respect in the GOAT talk. Won at every level, 6-time champs, most points scored in NBA history, and possessed the most unstoppable move in the history of the game. You're not lying. You're not lying. Aiden, LeBron isn't top 5 all time, but his career is 100% best of all time. I don't get how you can say that. Especially considering he lost more finals than he won. But that's just me. Kobe White magically turns into Celtics series Ben Gordon. Hey, well, shit. Shit. Haize, any games you looking forward to tomorrow? Also, do you think the absence of superstars due to COVID protocols is a direct consequence of the league being hesitant to postpone our games? I mean, you can see it as that going hand in hand. I think I mean, I think there's a conversation for that. As far as if I'm looking forward to any games tomorrow, Suns Warriors for sure. That's probably it. That's really probably it. I'm probably not going to be paying attention to it a lot. Do. I don't blame LeBron for losing KD with the Warriors, losing against KD with the Warriors. I mean, hey, it is what it is. He didn't win it. I'm not saying necessarily. I understand why he lost, but I'm not. I'm not knocking. I'm not gonna just not count it. Do you think we need Kobe White coming off the bench for scoring with all the backup perimeter players? You absolutely need bench scoring. As many backup perimeter players as we have, Kobe White is the only one that projects to be a 14 to 15 point per game scorer off the bench if he's gets back fully in rhythm. And you need bench scoring. Bench scoring, especially in the playoffs and for teams to make a run, is very, very important. Now Derrick Jones Jr. is coming around some more. He can possibly turn into that. But either way, yes, we need as of right now, I will absolutely say that we need Kobe to come off the bench if he gets back on track. We need a player like that. Now, if somebody else develops into that, if Io eventually develops into that, that changes the conversation. But we do need a consistent scorer off the bench. Now, right now, we haven't had that, right? Kobe hasn't been that yet. He's had a couple of big games down the stretch, but he hasn't been consistent that good off the bench. We need that, son. We need that, son. Bulls team looking like the 2008 Celtics. Lonzo and Rondo are lengthy defensive assist guard. Allen and Levine are the snipers. Well, Levine is more than just a sniper. Let's give him more credit than that. Pearson, DeRozan, mid-range god, and Vooch and Garnett dominant. That Vooch and Garnett one is where you failed at, right? If Vooch had the heart and the defensive ability and the shit talking and the personality of Kevin Garnett, all right, we can have that conversation. But that's where you kind of failed me at some there. Is that Vooch and Garnett thing? That there's so much space between those two, man, that it really blows that comparison up for me. But like I said, my opinion doesn't hold any more weight than anybody else's opinion in here. I'm just giving you my part of my opinion. I'm sorry, but I really want to face the New York Knicks in the playoffs so I can put the dagger in the New York fans' hearts. Hey, they got to make the playoffs. Hi, listen, Ricky, you fucking bastard. You fucking bad. Leonard's somewhere in here, I think. I don't know if he left or not. What we got here? Haize versus Inside the Chicago Bulls. I paid for that pay-per-view, throwing the house on. Listen, that'd be a waste of money because I'm knocking that motherfucker out first round. 2 minutes into the first round. Developing team is far better than going after every free agent star. Look at the Lakers this year. They got a bunch of stars and are really getting nothing for. Well, and the problem with that is that they got a lot of big contract stars, right? And then they had to fill out their bench with veteran minimum players. And you're seeing that come back to bite them in the ass right now. That's for sure. I want to see more of that pick and roll what Levine was doing with Derrick Jones Jr. against the Mavs. Listen, Derrick Jones Jr. not just with Levine, like the Levine one's good too, but the Lonzo Derrick Jones Jr. pick and roll was dangerous as well. Like I'm telling you, Derrick Jones, when you look at it, right? And this I'm not comparing the players exactly, but as good as Javonte Green has been for us, if you look at anybody else on the Bulls roster right now and you want to simulate a similar play style you want to do with Patrick Williams when he's back, Derrick Jones Jr. is probably your best bet at that. So that's what I got to say with that one. Who's your favorite rookie this year besides Io? Mobley would probably be it for me, for sure. Because Mobley's just listen, he's damn near why that team is doing as good as they are. What's up, Haize? What's up, Brandon? BKR Sport. I've been missing you the last couple live streams, brother. Merry Christmas from Australia, big man. Christmas present in 2021 is that we don't suck anymore, and we're going to win a championship within the next 3 years. Thank me later. Absolutely. And I already got my Christmas gift. It was King's Disease by Nas on vinyl. I'm a big vinyl guy, and I listened to that, and I followed that up with listening to Miseducation of Lauryn Hill on vinyl. Listen, and I now have to get King's Disease 2 on vinyl as well. Man, it was a vibe though. I was definitely vibing. What I do, be more Pacific. You motherfucker. You know that bothers me. Be more Pacific. I hate you, you motherfucker. Do you think Bismarck Biyama will be a better pickup than Tony Bradley to back up? Shay, you just love talking free agent moves, don't you, bro? Mm, probably, honestly. Frank, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone and their families. I have to go make dinner. I'm out. Thanks for joining us, Frank. I gotta go get ready to start cooking for tomorrow too, myself here soon. Vadi, what's up, bro? What's going on, bro? Thank you for joining the live stream, especially on Christmas Eve. That's for damn sure. Wait, let me ask you this, guys. How do you like me streaming through Restream rather than StreamYard? How do you guys like the difference between? So I know somebody said the other day that they like the way the comments pop up better here on Restream. Let me know what you guys think. Pacific triggers me too. Listen. I'm telling you, in real life, unless it's like work related, I will stop a whole conversation when somebody says Pacific when they mean specific, and just look at them and just wait for them to figure out why I'm just staring at them, not saying shit. I'm that petty. All right, we're all caught up on the comments here, I think. Let me see, go back and see if I missed anything. Lack of Bulls games really bothering me. Feels like it does. It feels like it's been a while. But hey, we got 5 games next week between Sunday to Saturday. We got 5 Bulls games. So we're gonna be catching up really soon. Really soon. It's better this way. All right, Stego. I think a lot of people said that. To be honest, can't tell the difference. All right, Aiden. You fuck with any Chicago rappers? I'm sure I have some. I listen to a lot of underground rappers. I'm sure I have some in my playlist. Some in my playlist. By the way, did y'all listen to that new Nas album that dropped today? I damn near started to do a live stream on that. The display is a little different, but it's not that big. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the quality should be any different as far as like the video quality itself. It's just a little of the ins and outs and stuff. Like yesterday, I was able to start off with that timer that did really good. So yeah, stuff like that. Lonzo Ball walked up to James Harden and said it, bitch, you better have my money. That's funny. Oh man. I don't watch many streamers because usually most of my time is streaming myself. So I take a break from YouTube when I'm not doing live sport. However, when I need a Bulls fix, you the man to go. So I appreciate that, BKR. I appreciate that a lot, bro. Back to Sam. Oh shoot, you're right. 5 games gonna be fun. Yeah, 5 games next week. 5, and I gotta work out and see when I'm gonna be able to live stream. I think let me pull up the schedule real quick. So Sunday, you'll get a live stream after the game Sunday from me. So be on the lookout for that. Monday, you'll get a live stream from me after the game Monday as well. Wednesday is iffy. Wednesday, the ones that's iffy for me. And then New Year's Eve on the 31st, you will get a live stream from me that day as well. So 4 out of the 5 games next week, you're guaranteed to get a live stream from me. And as anyone who's been following me on this channel knows enough, is that depending on how hype I am, Wednesday, you may get a live stream from me too. Because the last time I think I said I'm not live streaming after this game, I ended up live streaming after the game. So, it is what it is. And Stacey King said he's going to be back on the 29th. Is that Wednesday? Yeah, that would be Wednesday. See, as soon as I try to start stepping away, you pull me back in. So we'll see. Sorry for your loss. Oh, God, that shit definitely is triggering. Definitely. Would you rather have Lonzo Ball for his elite defense and hustle or have LaMelo Ball for extra offensive power? We don't need the extra offensive power. And the thing is, right, I'm not saying that Lonzo will be as good of a scorer as LaMelo, but I do think Lonzo has more scoring ability than what we've seen from him in the NBA because he's never been a primary scorer on his teams. He's always had somebody who was a big time scorer on his teams. So yeah, I like Lonzo for the defense, right? And LaMelo's a good defender too, but I like Lonzo for his defense, especially when he's going to be paired next to Zach LaVine and have DeMar DeRozan on the team. Let's see. How come when someone goes out for a while, Kyrie, and comes back, he's automatically ready, but when it's us, we got to take it slow and get ready? Are you talking about From COVID? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh yeah, I mean, I was thinking more current, but Twister's a fucking legend. Twister is a legend. Like people forget that Twister is an absolute legend. But yeah, if we're talking any rappers from Chicago ever, Common Sense is in my top 10, 12 MCs of all time. Twister's definitely on there. Come on, Kanye West. Those first three albums of Kanye may have the best three-peat ever, and people always make fun of, not make fun, but they don't realize it. So three of the best repeats ever in history: DMX, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, and Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. That's what we got. Kappa, which current Bulls player would we be willing to part with in a trade? It depends on what we're getting back. It depends because just about, let me not say anybody, but it depends on who we're getting back and how they fit and how they improve this team. So I would have to have more than that. Do you post your live stream schedule anywhere? So what I typically do, Aiden, is going into the week on days that I know for sure that I'm going to be able to live stream, because you can schedule a live stream and then it'll show up. Like if you go to my videos, it'll show that I have those live streams scheduled. So that's typically what I do. So like probably not tomorrow again because that's Christmas. So probably Saturday. Wait, today's Friday, right? Is today Friday? Shit. I'm so caught up because I've been off work for so long. Yeah, today's Friday. It's tomorrow Saturday. So Sunday, probably maybe Saturday night, I'll make thumbnails for each of the games and post the live streams for all the next week. So it's up there just listening to my videos. That's typically what I do. Did you see the trade rumor I retweeted today? Lakers fans offered us something real good. No, I did not. I have really not been on Twitter very much today. So no, I didn't see it, unfortunately. Look at the schedule. I believe the Bulls can win their next 8 games in a row. Well, let's leave a game for a trap game in there, but let's look at it. So we got Indiana, Atlanta again, Indiana, Washington, Orlando, Washington, and Dallas. Those are next 8 games. So I mean, all the games are winnable, right? Now, we're not counting the Bulls out. Winning 8 in a row, considering we're just getting our team back and we'll add Caruso and probably Derrick Jones Jr. over the course of that. I mean, where do things have happened? But I'm not willing to say we'll do all 8 in a row. But I can't wait. I love to see Luka Doncic play. I can't wait to that Dallas game. That's for damn sure. And the games against Washington as well. I'm always excited to see the Bulls play. Brandon Peck, is there any? No, it just was announced today. I don't really expect updates quite yet. Nas and Hit Boy, whatever they have cooking, like there's always like that special connection that a rapper has with certain producers. Very rarely does that turn into full-fledged albums. Hit Boy and Nas have now done 3 albums in a row that are right up there with anything in Nas's catalog. Anything. Illmatic is still probably my favorite Nas album, but especially listening to King's Disease 1 and 2 back to back, if you have the time to do that, is an amazing sonic experience that I can't explain. Like King's Disease 1 was Nas trying to prove something. King's Disease 2 was for Nas. That was a Nas album for huge fans that people who have been fans of Nas his whole career. It's just their synergy is amazing. It's amazing. They offered us Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook for launch. Oh man, they keep that shit. No, fuck all that. Keep all that shit. Lakers fans can go kick rocks with their. Listen, Lakers fans can suck a bag of dicks. That's what they can do. Oh, Shay with the hip hop take. I think DMX is so much better than Tupac because there aren't many people that can make me catch the Holy Ghost and be gangsta at the same time. I got to see DMX live once in my life. And what I'll say is that literally it was a powerful performance. And DMX was one of the first rappers that showed vulnerability, right? DMX cried on stage at a time, especially in hip hop, where being crying as a man was just automatically considered a weakness, but nobody doubted or said that or threw that critique at DMX because people understood how powerful that man was. DMX was a special, special person, man. Special person. All right, anything left you guys got for me? So I'm going to give it, we're going to go till 10:15. It's 10:02 now Eastern time. We're going to go to 10:15. We got 13 more minutes. 13 more minutes on this stream. Let me know what you guys, anything left on you guys' minds, hearts that you want to talk about, anything like that, let me know. Let me know. Hit the like button while you're here. I really don't like doing that as a YouTuber, right? I hate doing that, but it is what it is. Let's see. What is this? Can you see AD wanting to sign with the Bulls in the future if the Bulls continue to be successful and Lakers continue to trend downwards? He can say he wants to go home as an excuse to. I mean, I don't like to get into that. That's so speculative on what's going on. The thing with the Lakers are, once you're kind of in that organization, they tend to, if you're a superstar, to convince you to stay, or they trade you, right? Long before then. So, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, at this point, like, not to say that I turn my nose up if AD did want to come here, but that motherfucker got to find a way to stay healthy. Like, if somebody sneezes hard enough on AD, his leg's gonna break. His leg's gonna break. And coming back to Chicago and Chicago cold, those bones may get brittle, man. Those bones may get brittle. Lakers fans think they could trade a bag of chips for Zach LaVine. Don't understand why others think Zach is. They're idiots if they think that. I remember when we first traded for Zach LaVine, because that's the old regime and people were so down on them. People were like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls traded Zach LaVine for a couple of second round picks. Bitches. Would you be disappointed if Acme didn't make any roster moves before? Well, trades, if we're talking about trades, no. Even if, okay, here's the thing that I always say. We talk so often about what it's like having good GMs and a good front office and everything. In that case, we have to trust what they're going to do. Until they do something that is a complete failure, we have to trust them. So they've earned that. No, I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't, because I would then think that they have enough trust in the roster that they've built, and they probably think Patrick Williams coming back. So no, I wouldn't be disappointed. Wouldn't be disappointed. Brandon Peck, you're the best streamer and YouTuber. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, man. I've been podcasting for a while. I'm not to say that I'm better than anyone, but I've been podcasting about other things, and like coming to my favorite team. This was always going to be a passion project for me, and I think that's hopefully it comes through, right? Hopefully that comes through in the way that I do the content, and that's why you guys have supported me so much. Is that I'm a genuine fan of this team. Genuine fan of this team. AD is Mr. Glass from Unbreakable. Damn, bro. Damn, that's deep, man. That's deep. That is deep. Who really brought sexy back? Justin Timberlake of the 2021 Chicago Bulls. If you ask Ramina from Twitter, it was definitely Zach LaVine who brought sexy back. Definitely. What are your other podcast themes? So I have The Awakened Soul, which is my solo podcast. That is about everything Black culture, mental health, activism, stuff like that. I actually am preparing an episode now on things that I talked to one of my friends about fatherhood. He became a father again after in his 30s. So we kind of just have a discussion on things that we learned about being fathers and like advice to young fathers, because we also both became fathers at very young ages. So just that's the type of content. It can range anywhere between, like I said, a mental health conversation to like breaking down the false constructs of alpha males and being an actual Sigma. It really can go anywhere. I talk about imposter syndrome on that podcast, and I have the Breaks Radio, which is hip hop based, all hip hop discussion all the time. What am I missing? And then I have the Film Frequency, which is all about film. That one I'm revamping up. I just released on that channel a review on Spider-Man No Way Home. I have to record one for Matrix Revolutions, because for those that don't know, a lot, if you haven't followed me for a while, I'm a movie person, right? Before COVID, before that made me stop, I was in the movie theater every Friday for like 7 years straight. I spend so much money going to the movie theater. But like movies are my thing. So that's my other channel as well. Watch the Imposters. Oh, you did? What did you think? What did you think? And again, I don't post all the episodes. That's more of a again, this is my first venture into mainly YouTubing. All my other things were mainly just audio podcasts. Like I even on the Awakened Soul, which has over 200 episodes, probably only has like 40 videos over the 4 years I've been doing it, because I've never really been focused on YouTube. This is really my first foray into that for sure. The current front office has earned the trust. The turnaround from just 2 years ago has been amazing, way better than anyone really expected. I think so for sure as well. I think so, I'm sure for well. Some really my thoughts on the Matrix, really interesting ideas, piss poor execution and writing. I like I said, I like some of the ideas and concepts, right? If somebody would say, hey, this is the story of what we're doing with Matrix 4, I would have been like, oh, that's a really unique idea. Their execution of it was just so terrible. And then for a movie series that redefined fight scenes to have as terrible and generic fight scenes as the Matrix did, man, hey. And I'm not getting any story spoilers, but yeah, I don't know. Which player do you think has contributed the most to the Bulls' success this year? It'd be hard to just put it on one player, because what DeMar has meant for the stabilization of the Bulls scoring and in the fourth quarter has been huge. Zach LaVine being as efficient as he was last year on a much improved team has been huge. Lonzo Ball and the way that he talks and everything he does as being an actual coach on the floor and everything has been important too. I really think it's the culmination of all those things coming together that is why we improve so much. That's just my opinion. Just want to say I really appreciate these live streams, as it gives me a place to just chill and chat with people. I think I speak for everyone here, so thank you for giving us this great platform. King Austin, I appreciate it. Again, I'm very big on this, and this is not just me blowing smoke. I'm the host of this show, right? This is not just my platform. Like, even me doing live streams is because you guys asked for them. This is a community that we're building here, and I'm glad that you're a part of it. I'm glad that you feel safe to come here and that you enjoy the conversation that's had. Definitely, definitely. This is about the Imposter Syndrome podcast. It was very deep but true. It had me pretty stuck. Good knowledge that makes you think. I appreciate that, bro. Thoughts on No Way Home? I am not giving that away. Go watch my review. Actually, in the community tab, I actually reposted it and it was like, hey, I started my movie podcast back up. So let me know what you guys think about that. Haize, you like the Alien films? I love all of them, including the prequels. Man. I didn't really care for the prequels that much. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't hate them, right? But I didn't like them as much as Alien and Aliens are like amazing to me. But I pretty much like most of the films, right? I just only love those two. What Bulls games are you looking for? I'm definitely looking forward to us playing against the Bucks, right? I'm looking forward to us to continue dominance over Brooklyn. I already said really looking forward to that Dallas game. I want to see us face Cleveland again. And then Philly. I hope that after the two losses that we had, we play Philly again in February. I can't wait to that game, because hopefully by then we've learned so much and we play them a lot. Well, we played them close, right? Even down the stretch, but I hope that we can win that game. I think Javante, Io, Caruso, Jones Jr. can give us scoring we need off the bench with all that firepower. But the thing is, the potential they have, right? But it hasn't been. Io, you don't want to rely on Io. Now he can in stretches, but you don't want to rely on it. Javante Green, he's not a scorer. He can score some, but he's not really a scorer. Javante is an energy guy. He is just Javante is just a basketball player, meaning that he's going to do a little bit of everything on there. He's the jack of a lot of trades, master of none. Caruso is not really a scorer either. He can, right? He has that potential. But again, with what Caruso does and everything else, to be able to have an actual just score that you can trust out there, you want that. So, and keep in mind, the Bulls haven't with those players. When Kobe was out, the Bulls haven't been giving us the firepower off the bench. The proof is not there that they are going to do that consistently. They've had games, but we've averaged towards the bottom half. No, the bottom, right? The bottom of the bottom in the NBA in bench scoring over the course of the season. So, yeah. Do you think people will be back? Yes, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Nocturnal. I do think he will be back before the end of the season, and especially what will solidify that for me is that if the Bulls don't make a trade or sign somebody through a buyout in that power forward slot, that tells me that AK and Eversley know that Patrick Williams is going to be back, and maybe earlier than we expect. Earlier than we expect. Going to the theater to see No Way Home was my first time in the theater since March 2020. It really made me appreciate the theater experience again. Listen, that was a great first way back. Like, this is how anxious I was. The first weekend the movie theaters opened up here, that Russell Crowe movie Unhinged was in. Didn't see a single trailer, didn't know nothing what it was about at all. I just had to be back in the movies. That was the longest stretch of my life that I had went without the movies. Growing up, me and my dad used to go to the movies every Friday. That was like me and because I was the only boy. I have 6 sisters. That was the only other. That's the time we got together. So it was like built in my head. So yeah, movies Fridays are my thing. It's always been my thing. Is this a bonus stream? This is literally just a random stream, bro. My kids opened their Christmas gifts. I was sitting around, didn't have shit to do, and I wanted to talk to my other family, which is you guys. So I came in here to holler at y'all for a little while, man. And then I had a good topic to start off with the Benny the Bull shit and the Bulls not having Christmas Day games. I felt like that was a good jumping off part. So, hey, jumped on the stream. 2 more minutes left in the stream. 2 more minutes. Just winding down. I don't want to just leave you guys suddenly because I feel like sometimes my live streams come to abrupt end. I like hit the number or the time I'm going to be, and I'll be like, hey, I'm out, motherfuckers. So 2 more minutes left in the live stream. 2 more minutes left. Do you prefer IMAX or Dolby? I IMAX for certain films. There are certain films I just want to see on an IMAX screen. So, for example, I'm trying to think the last movie I saw on an IMAX screen. I did go see Shang-Chi on IMAX, but that was just the only time they're available in the time that I wanted to go. That was like the last screen that was left. The last one that I like set out to see was Endgame in IMAX. Endgame in IMAX. MC season. Oh, you're fine, bro. Like literally, I did schedule it, but I scheduled it probably like 10 minutes before I actually went live. So like you didn't really, I mean, you missed the live stream, but there's no way you would have known. I really do. So I'm guessing some of you guys are signed up for alerts because like when I do these random live streams, I'm always surprised when we have as many people as what we do in it since like I don't announce it. Why don't analysts say it's time for the Lakers to start rebuilding? Because they have AD and LeBron James. That's why they don't say that. Because you still bet on talent, right? And even though LeBron isn't what he once was, when AD is healthy, AD is amazing. So because of that, you won't do a full rebuild. But like to quote Gar Forman, what is it again? Damn it, I always forget. What is it? Retool, not rebuild. So yeah. I feel like breakout game for Lonzo Ball. Hey, from your mouth to God's ears. I see all Star Wars film in Dolby Cinema. That sound mixing and editing are perfect for Dolby. Listen, Star Wars, like even I know people like The Last Jedi, even though like some people have issues with it and it doesn't feel like a traditional Star Wars film, that was such an amazing experience on Dolby, especially that ending scene, the ending fight scene with them in that room of all red. That shit was just, it was an amazing experience. Amazing experience. Thanks for the stream, bro. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, bro. Merry Christmas. When I answer this last question, then we're going to get up out of here. You said you were born in Italy. How did your relationship with Chicago begin, and why did you grow up in Europe? So I wasn't born in Italy. I grew up in Italy and Germany. I was actually born in Tacoma, Washington. When I was 6 months old, we moved from Tacoma to Germany. My relationship with Chicago sports started because my dad's from Chicago. My dad is from born and raised. He didn't leave Chicago until he joined the military. So yeah, that's where it started from. He's a diehard Chicago everything fan, and so that was genetically bred into me growing up watching it. It was that's what was on TV. That's what we did together. Yeah, that's how my dad even wanted me to go to Notre Dame. So yeah, that's it. That's it. YouTube does it where after 3 streams, it doesn't alert you. It shows up on the page. Another YouTube streamer mentioned it the other day. What do you mean? So after I do 3 streams that they don't send out alerts anymore? That's crazy. That's crazy. GM needs to take responsibility for wanting washed up Westbrook. And of course, the stands go crazy when I say that. I mean, absolutely. 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 Is Patrick Williams the next Luol Deng? That's a good comp. I don't know if he's ever going to be this. Well, Luol wasn't really a big time scorer either. It's possible. It's possible. Your dad being in the military caused you to travel to Europe? Yeah. So we were stationed in overseas. So when then the military, like the United States military has bases all over the world. And so we were stationed in Mannheim, Germany, and we spent some time in Heidelberg, Germany, Ramstein, Germany, Vicenza, Italy, Korea as well. He was stationed in Korea for a while. What's up, son? Come here. Come on. All right, come here. You want to say hi? I'm about to end the stream, so come on. Okay. All right, come here. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
Who's your favorite team?
Your team.
My team. Who's my team?
Mommy's team.
No, mommy's team. Nobody cares about your mommy's team. Say go Bulls.
Go Bulls.
All right, I'll be upstairs in a minute. Okay.
How many minutes?
A couple. I was supposed to end the stream like 3 minutes ago, so I'm gonna end it soon. Okay. That's my boy. That's my boy. Do you think AD will be a Bull before he retires? I don't know. The real question, though, born in Washington, grew up in Europe. How did you end up in Ohio? I mean, I moved here. I moved here for a job. So I'm not somebody who's tied to any city. And this is like outside of basketball. Anyone who's afraid to move, sometimes to grow your career or whatever else, you got to get out. And so I'm not tied to any city, right? Especially because we moved so much growing up. So I moved here for a job. I got offered a job. I came here for the job. They pay me amazingly. But now that I have a different job than what I moved here for a completely different company, it's all remote, I can move anywhere in the country. I've really been heavily looking at Dallas, heavily considering Dallas and DC, but we'll see what's in the cards. I'm definitely not moving until all this shit is over with the pandemic, so we'll see. But yeah, so I mean, sometimes you just got to move. All right, it's weird. Last question. When do you think the next stream will be? And Merry Christmas to you and your fam. So I will definitely have a live stream after the game Sunday. So I will guarantee live stream after the game Sunday. I'm not live streaming any chance tomorrow. Sunday, we'll see. Maybe I'll do something quick, but not then. But definitely Monday. So you'll be getting a halftime hangout and a live stream after the game on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. I think I said no Sunday. So yeah. So you'll be getting those 2 things from me for sure. And Monday as well. Monday you may not get a halftime hangout, but you'll definitely get after the game live stream for sure. After the stream live stream for sure. All right. That is it for me tonight, guys. I went about 5 minutes longer than I said I would. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, especially because I'm going to be doing more random live streams. And if that's the only way for you to get notified of the live streams, click that bell notification. So yeah, follow us, Bull Central Pod, on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave us a voicemail, the number to do that is, as I flub like I remember it, 773-270-2799. Like I like to end every episode on. Go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace.